Coming up on Tech Reviews, here today and gone tomorrow, is the Meco high pressure air cleaner. Okay, let's get right into this. Got this ordered, it was a 2-week delivery time. It was ahead of time, and it is here. So we're going to unbox this and take a look at what is inside, and hopefully we're not disappointed. I think last week went over to Walmart looking for canned air to clean one of my systems out that I was working on for somebody. Lo and behold, they didn't have it. I had to order the cans, and I didn't want to travel all over the place. So came back home, did a little research, and ordered this one here. It's supposed to replace the air cans that a person might be using. Now, with that said, they don't last very long anyway. They're very short-lived. I never can finish a job with one of them. It always takes 2, maybe 3 of them to complete the job. You can't turn them upside down, and they're bad for the environment in a lot of ways. They're filling up our landfills, and also they are a nuisance when it comes to try to recycle them. So with that said, let's take a look inside. And here we have it out of the shipping container box, and it is a compressed air duster, Meco. It is very well, seemed to be really pretty actually heavy, heavier than I thought. Let's take a look inside and see what we get. And so we have the user manual as usual. I think everyone knows how to use a blower. It explains the nozzles. We'll go into that in detail a little bit more later. Different languages, and we'll just set that aside. Looking into the box, we will delve just a little bit deeper into this packaging here. It's packaging very well. It's got probably 1.5 inches, 1.25 inches of packing here to protect this unit. And here it is, packaged, and it is got a 10-foot cord. And before we get too deep into this box here, what's in here, let's just stop and pause here, if you will, if you're interested in what's in this box or the instructions. Here is the side of it. You can freeze that, whatever you'd like to do. Here are the attachments that are included in the box. We'll just kind of go by these here. You can look at it, freeze it. Let's just start with a few of the attachments here. Of course, it comes with, a bag to carry your attachments in. I don't know if I'm so much going to use that as I am maybe to store such nozzles in which I don't find that I use. And this is a tapered flow nozzle. Tapered flow nozzle. This is what they call the standard nozzle. This is an air pump adapter that it's included in here. And this is an air blade nozzle. Wider angle blowing, I guess you could use. And of course the brush adapter, which is probably the one I'll use. I've seen on their website, looks like this would be the ideal one. Now there's been some comment about static electricity on this here, and I don't find it an issue. I don't intend to get really close with this, but it is probably going to be my tool of choice on this unit here. And of course, delicate electronics, not to brush too hard, or even some of them brush at all for fear of brushing them off or brushing them loose and losing the connection altogether, all depending on what you're trying to clean. Now, some electronics, of course, are sensitive, and of course, on the low setting, I'm going to start off with when we do demonstrate this unit. But I think this is going to take the place of these air cans. They're a nuisance, and we'll see in the later video what it does. And of course, 2 replacement filters, and then these are 3 nozzles in which you can fill up air mattresses or rafts or beach balls. It's got the I haven't got any beach balls or anything like that to demonstrate, but this goes into the fill tube. You turn the unit on, and it's pretty rapid from what I've seen. And there's 3 in here, all according to your flavor of things that you're trying to fill up. So this is definitely going to be probably something I put in the back burner. I don't have those units, but it's nice that they include that in case you do need that. A few notable things about this unit are, for me, this is a pretty substantial feeling unit. The plastic seems high quality. It is very solid, feels good, solid in my hand. It is definitely high quality. This was altogether about $46 on Amazon, and the filter, of course, goes on the bottom, and it came with 2 replacement filters. Let me focus that a little bit better here. Comes with 2 replacement filters on there, so I mean that's one thing to be happy about. This is not 220 volts, so just so you know. And also this has a 10-foot included cord, which will unravel after a while. And it does have as I say, all the attachments. The power is 250 to 550 watts. It's not cordless. It's not a vacuum, so just be aware it does not, pull up anything into a bag or bagless containers. So altogether in the box, 1 electric duster, 1 standard nozzle, tapered flow nozzle, air blade nozzle, air pump adapter, a brush adapter, inflatable pump nozzle, and of course the user manual. The low speed setting on this fan here, is 22,000 revolutions per minute. At high speed it's 33,000. So that should move quite a big volume of air for whatever your purposes are. Now, of course, I've seen people blowing off such things as knickknacks. Of course, you got to hand hold these, or they'll blow them across the room and probably damage something very expensive that you don't want ruined. But it does move out some air from what I've seen. As I say, we'll check that out in just a moment. But let's continue on with the specs a little bit. There's one note that I noticed in the online manual. It says, please do not use continuously for 1 hour. If the temperature of the product is too high, it will turn off automatically. Didn't find that in the manual. Maybe I skipped over it. Maybe, I don't know. But after it's placed for a period of time, it can be used normally. I think what they're trying to say is set it aside until it resets itself, and there's probably got a reset mechanism that will go ahead and reset itself. As I say, this unit is pretty substantial in the hand. It has a weight of 1.9 pounds, which is not, too bad. It's great to maneuver around and get a sense of what it's like to move something 1.9 pounds. As someone who's used a leaf blower, I can tell you they get pretty heavy in the hand unless they're a backpack blower. But this one is, as I say, 2 speeds, and it's got the 10-foot cord, so it should accommodate whatever you're trying to do with it. One of the thoughts I had was, if this is used continually if you use it, say, 7-8 times, you've already paid for your unit itself in what you would pay for compressed air cans. I looked at one online, it was $9 a can. And of course, I think online you could probably find them cheaper than that. But as I say, they don't last very long and they're not really worth. I've had them where it seems like they have half pressure in them or very little pressure in them at all. And then to take them back, and if you've ordered them, you have to send them back. It's just a nuisance. I prefer to have something such as this to use on a continual basis. But as I say, I'm going to try a client's computer and see what I can get out of cleaning that out. He said he hadn't cleaned it in about a year, so he has it. I'm doing a little bit of upgrading for him, and it might be fun to see what's inside of this thing. It's probably pretty dirty after a year, but coming up next, we'll dive into that computer and test this compressed air blower out and see what we get out of it. I'm going to start off with this attachment here for this blower, and I'm going to go ahead and put that in there. That snaps pretty tight in there. It should, for the most part, concentrate that air to that end piece there, so we get a higher volume of air. Now, so I'm going to start off on the low speed when I finally do this. And then I'm going to use the brush attachment, as I think I mentioned earlier. But this brush attachment should be the ideal attachment for what we need this for. Okay, we're going to use this nozzle rather than the one I showed here, which was that one there. We're going to use that one in this brush here. So let's go ahead and insert this in here. This is the way this goes. And then, of course, this attaches to this here. So we're going to get the initial demonstration on this right now. Let's back out of here, and I have a plastic bag over here which should blow this pretty far. So we're going to yes, it does. So we'll try it on our computer coming up next. Coming up next, we're going to do the demonstration on the computer. This has a powerful enough motor in it in which it should blow, the residual out of there without the brush attachment. So I'm going to be using this first and then blow it out of there with that, and then going in around the fans with this attachment here should be the best angle of approach with this unit. So we will try that out and see what happens soon. So we have the computer in the workshop right now, and I'm about ready to take the case off. Just on the initial exam of this, a gentleman dropped it off a couple days ago. I've had it in my office. This is not as bad as I've seen. This is from the outside, of course. Fans look not too bad. I mean, I've actually seen these things with pet hair in them and clogged up to the maximum, but this one has like maybe a few cobwebs in it, and power unit, we'll take a closer look. One thing I want to point out about this duster here is that the website states that this is 1.9 pounds. And the box indicates, I believe, 2 pounds, 2.2 pounds. And I'm going to post this. It may not be a big deal to some, but to others it may be interesting why the discrepancy. I don't know if it's a mistake or they have wrong information at any rate. But here are the postings of this. And take with it what you will. Okay. Looking inside, yeah, it is a little bit on the dirty side. We'll be blowing this out shortly. I want to get these cables And PCU is looking, the cooling fan, the cooling fan looks pretty caked on with some dust here and stuff that we're going to get. And that's a pretty nice fan he's got there on that unit. I like that a lot. Anyway, we'll move down here and we'll see here. Yeah, there's some cobwebs. Not too bad. We'll go ahead and blow it out and then shoot the video of that. Okay, we're going to start the test right now. We're going to start blowing on the low speed. Then we're going to move up to the high speed. Hopefully we can capture some of this debris flying out of here. And here we go, low speed. Okay, that was low speed. Now we're going to briefly try it high speed. And yes, I am wearing a mask. And just to see how much more debris we can get out of here before we start actually using a brush. Trying to be careful, of course, not to move these fans around too much. Yes, it's not good to run them around without them hooked up or anything like that, running at their own speed on their own power. So I'm going to be mindful of that. So excuse my hand. At some point you'll see me move in here. One other thing is, I noticed at the bottom of this computer there's a filter with a lot of debris in it. I'll be checking that out here. You can see inside here. That's going to be removed once I figure out where the clips are, and we'll go from there. But there's a lot of accumulated just residual dust in here that we need to extract out of here. I may just use a vacuum on all this. I don't want to blow that into the atmosphere. So stay tuned. Okay, what I've discovered in this particular case, it's an older case and it's not exactly in the best of shape. I've phoned the client, and for now he wants to use the same case, but back in here is just filtering from the unit. And of course, you know how computers work. They draw the air in, it goes through the computer, and it exits out of the exhaust fan. Now, some systems are different. I don't want to get into that now. This is not that kind of video. But what I've discovered is this particular filter had some nylons on it, which is it's an excellent idea. The nylon acts as more of a micronite filter. It will take the more intense, smaller particulate matter and keep it in there. But this is clearly, I'm going to have to change this, but you can see back in here, it's a wonder this computer was drawing any air at all, because it's really in bad shape. We're going to go ahead and blow this out off camera, or actually on camera, but I'm going to move the computer out of the way so it doesn't blow it back in there. And this has to be reassembled. I wish I could get a new filter for the guy, but some of the clips were actually broken. I can assemble it back in there on one clip, I believe. But this nylon thing is going to have to go, and hopefully you can get another system put up in here. Another case that's more efficient. Now, one thing I'm going to say about this blower, I do notice after a couple of minutes, not even a couple of minutes, probably 60 seconds, it will blow warm air out of here. And according to the manufacturer, that's normal, but I don't particularly care about getting too close to electronics. Because I don't know how much hotter that air is going to become. It could start out warm and become hot. I don't know what it might do. So at a distance, it works great. Now, we're going to do a little bit more of the inside of the computer. As I said, I was finished before, but I found some more debris in there I'm going to try and remove. Okay, one thing I found out after one use is be sure to check the filter on these blowers, because this is after one use, and I turned the filter over and sure enough it's pretty well plugged. So I would definitely, if you decide to purchase one of these, is make sure that it is cleaned thoroughly. And they're easy to take out, easy to clean. Basically just brush them off a little bit and they're clean. I also anticipate probably using a little soap, maybe dish soap on it every, maybe third use or something like that. Make sure you get the ground in dirt. But basically for now, that's it. Thank you. On this particular computer, we discovered the knee-high trick, which is the hose over the filter. This one was in pretty bad shape after I cleaned it, so I'm going to be replacing this. And those of you who don't know what this is, it acts as a more micronite type filter. More particulate matter is caught before it enters the computer. As I said before, a computer is basically a desktop anyways, a basic wind tunnel. Wind goes in and through it and then out the back, and in between is the dust that sets on the electronics. That's what you don't want. Now, this is an easy fix. I always have some of these on hand. No, not to wear, but for this particular purpose, this is what I use on my computer, so this is a good idea. And I'll show you just in a minute what this looks like. And just like that, we have a new filter. This is going to be a lot better than just the straight filter in here. It sort of acts as a double filter. I have had comments, people have said, well, does it restrict airflow? Probably slightly, I don't know, I haven't run a test on it, but I can tell you right now that it does trap a lot of finite dust and debris from entering the computer in the first place, keeping it from becoming an unsightly and unsafe and damaging effect on your computer. So might something you want to look into. If not, well, think of it as another tip. Okay, it seems like this is a really nice blower system. I'm happy with it. It does everything that a can of air will do and more. And plus you can wrap it up, put it away, and use it for the next time, not worry about having to go get those spare cans, have them handy. And for me, I do occasional cleaning of clients' computers, so it is handy to have around. I'm not sorry for the purchase. How long it will last, that's unknown. We'll see. So that concludes my test. Please like and subscribe. It means a lot. It helps a lot. And comment, please, down below. And thank you so much for watching.